So what would happen if we took out half the plants and all that? Let's just look at the flower bed you drew. How many plants did you have?
6.
So how many would you take out if you eliminated half of them?
3.
Yeah, you would take out 3, right? And that would be half of them. So I want to know what hypothesis you can make as a scientist. What do you think will happen to the soil if we take out half of the plants? So if we remove half the plants, what do you think will happen to the soil? What do you think will happen to the plants? Will they grow better?
I think that they'll grow back because what if you didn't pull them well enough? What if there were still roots in the ground?
Oh, write that. Write that, draw that, show me that. Yeah, right up there at the top. Make your hypothesis. You know, you can make hypothesis. The writing's usually the easiest way, but you could also draw your hypothesis.
Done.
Nice. Very good. Okay, so just to show that you know, why don't you cross out 3 of your flowers like you said, like you're eliminating half, so you know that that's what that means. You're taking them out. Very good. And how many flowers did you take away?
3.
Which is how many? How many of the overall garden you took away?
There's 3 out of 6.
3 out of 6, which is also known as what? Half, right?
Yep.
Can you go ahead and write that fraction, half? Good. 3 over 6. Good job. And then you equal that out. Equal. Good. To 1 over 2. There you go. All right, flip it up. Flip it over. So we made a hypothesis for the flower bed with lots and lots of plants in it, right?
Yeah.
So now we're going to make a hypothesis for the one that doesn't have as many plants in it. So what I want you to do is I want you to, let's see. How many flowers did you draw there?
7.
7. This hypothesis, I want to know what you think will happen to that soil if you add twice as many. So how many more would you add to that?
You would add 2 more.
Altogether, how many would you add?
14.
So add 7 more on there. So the first one, we're kind of taking things away to see what would happen. The second one, we are going to add 2 to see what happens. Good, that's perfect. Okay, so now you need to write another hypothesis, another I think. What do you think will happen to the soil if you add plants like that to that flower bed?
I think that that flower bed, it looks like to me that there isn't as much room.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it would get crowded and all the plants would die.
Ooh, write that down. You know, when we were talking about erosion earlier and the definition of erosion pretty much means what? It destroys things,
Yeah.
right? Is that what you were saying earlier? Okay. So with that in mind, you know, which of those flower beds do you think right now has the better soil?
That one.
Why do you think that?
Because it looks like it's growing better.
Because it looks like it's growing better. Okay, cool. Good. Okay, so we've done our investigation work. We've gone out, we've looked at your flower beds. We've made a hypothesis, right?
Yeah.
What you think is going to happen if we take some away of that flower bed and if we add some to that flower bed. So what we're going to do next is we're going to go in and we're going to read some nonfiction books that are about erosion. And from reading those books, you're going to kind of gather some information to decide if your hypotheses are correct or not. You know what's cool about making a hypothesis is there's no wrong or right answer. It's kind of like estimating in math.
Yeah.
There's no wrong or right answer. You might only be right a half of the time. You might only be right a quarter of the time. But it's okay because it's just about the process, okay? Does that make sense?
Yep.
All right, grab your paper. Let's go. Let's go read some books so we can form some opinions and see if our hypothesis is correct.